I'll try this again. Hello, hello. We'll see if you guys are able to find me over here. So far, I'm not seeing anything yet, but we will see if this works. I use a third party to go live on Facebook, and it's not working for some reason. I just tested the internet, and the internet speed's fine, so it's definitely the third party app that was not working. So hopefully you guys can find me here at this new one. Oh, Chris found me. Woo, woo. Hi, Chris. Thanks for persevering. Yeah, it wasn't the internet that crapped out. It was this third-party app that I used to go live. So we'll just do it here from within Facebook instead and hope that it works better. So thank you guys. Thanks for finding me. Okay, so I talked for like 3 minutes about Jill, but nobody heard me because I was frozen. So I don't know if Jill has found us again or will try and get back on this live chat, but it's her birthday week, and I was trying to tell you guys all to wish her happy birthday in the comments, or if you come into the store to wish her happy birthday, because it's a big one. It's a really big birthday. It ends in 0, and but I'm not going to out the first number, but just it's a big birthday, and we're going to celebrate her this week. But I just wanted to let you guys know too, so you could say happy birthday, because she was on the last video, but I don't know if she'll find her way over to this one either. And now I'm not seeing a bunch of comments. There we go. Okay. Heidi, you guys share a birthday? It's going to be your birthday too this week? That is so cool. Oh my goodness. Well, happy birthday, Heidi. What I was saying when I found out that we were frozen is that Jill is like the glue that holds this place together. We joke around that we have half a brain, so that when I crap out on certain things, she's right there picking up the slack and anticipating what I've missed and just taking care of stuff. That's what she does. She just gets it done. And so we would not be Not Another Hat without Miss Jillian. So I'm thinking that she probably didn't hop back on the second video when the first one didn't work, but I will make sure that she at least checks it out later and looks at all the comments and all of your happy birthday wishes. So it sounds like this is a big, yes, it's 30 for Jill. She is turning 30 this week, you guys. She's as spry as a 30-year-old and as energetic as a 30-year-old, so she might as well be 30. So, okay. Happy birthday, Jillian. Real quick, I wanted to talk to you guys about what went out in our email this week, because it's really, really cool. And I know a lot of you are past the beginning stages, but you probably know someone who might want to learn to knit. And so that's why I think it's really important that I'm going to tell you guys about this. So right now we've got these really great bundle things happening with this new book from Modern Daily Knitting. And it's called Skill Set Beginning Knitting. And this is a very, very good teach yourself to knit book. Very good, you guys. It's so comprehensive. It has very, very clear pictures. Like really, really well illustrated, really clear, really easy to understand and see. Lots of amazing tips and tricks. It's going to teach somebody how to work in the round, how to do basic increases and decreases. It's even got stuff on basic lace and basic cables. Like, it's got this great little picture of how to make cables. I mean, it's really, really, really good. And so this book is, can't remember how much. It's 18, 20, 22. I don't know. But hey, Julia popped a link in so you can go look. It's just worth it. So price, right? It's just a number. So this has got, it's even got stuff about knitting with color, and then it culminates in a great beanie pattern, a really straightforward first time pattern. Oh, it talks about how to read a pattern. That's a big one for beginners. Like, they might get someone to show them how to do the knit stitch, how to cast on, but then they get into like, okay, now I'm ready to make things. I don't understand how to read a pattern. This book talks about that. So we have it set up on our website where we make it really easy right from this book listing. You can just go ahead and choose a color of the beautiful Malabrigo Rios. You can just choose that right there in the drop down like an add-on, and then you can choose your needle notions that you need to make that very first hat pattern. So it's a 16-inch size 8 needle and double points in size 8, a little tapestry needle, and a marker. And it's a little bundle we put together, and you can choose metal, which gets you the Chiagoos, or you can choose wood, which gets you Knitter's Pride Dreams. And then you can just boom, boom, right there, just put that all in the cart. It's a really, really great way to gift a new knitter everything they need to get started. Not even get started, to make a project. So I don't know about all of you guys, but when I first opened the store, scarves were just like all the craze, right? Like those fun novelty scarves we're back in the mid 2000s. And scarves can be a really easy way to get somebody started, garter stitch, back and forth, not too many stitches, but they're also not super fun to make. Says the girl that just released a new scarf pattern. Whatever. I'm allowed to contradict myself. They look good. The scarf pattern I've just released looks damn good. But they're not always the funnest thing to make. I mean, it is a lot of monotony, knitting for a lot of length, right? And I just think that getting someone started knitting a hat in the round is such a better way to get them started, because you're setting them up. I mean, if you can knit in the round, the knitting world is your oyster, right? There's pretty much nowhere you cannot go after learning how to join in the round on a circular needle and then decrease in the round. So I just think this is just a really amazing way to get someone off on the right foot, especially right now where it's not always possible to get into a Learn to Knit class. I know that Ingrid's been offering some online classes for Learn to Knit, but I don't know that a ton of people are. This is a really great book that someone could actually take and teach themselves how to knit. So check that out. If you're interested, or you have a new knitter in your life who's looking for those next steps after this first project, they also, Modern Daily also has their latest field guide out. This is number 18. It's called Beginnings, and it is full of the most perfect patterns for your next step when you're a newbie. It is just absolutely fantastic. So they've got like a scarf cowl combo, some really great fingerless mitts that are slightly on the bias, so they're not just the really boring garter stitched rectangle. They're kind of diagonal. A cute little cowlette. Look at this, a poncho, you guys. Simple poncho, swancho. It's kind of got sleeves. It's a swancho. So basically, they can even make their first sweater. And then, oh, look at that. Their first pullover. These are all projects that are absolutely within reach for, oh, one more, colorwork hat. So this thing is jam-packed full of great stuff for beginner knitters. And I know that it's always, sometimes it's hard in the shop, especially when, as a staff, we are all about sweaters. Like, we've all been knitting for so long. We love making sweaters. And so sometimes it's hard for us to go back and put ourselves in those beginning minds. When someone comes in and they're like, I just learned to knit, what can I make? And it's like, I don't know. What can you make? This right here answers that question. With abundance. Truly, a beginner could walk in and pick up this book and then probably knit for the next year if they just worked their way through all of the projects in there. Sharon, how old are you referring to when you say youngster? She asked if this was too old for a youngster. Just so pop in there a comment. Let me know how old you're thinking about. Deer in the headlights. I feel like that all the time when someone walks in and they ask for a beginning project. I'm like, right? I don't know why that's so hard. We're all beginners, Jen. You're right. Absolutely right. She says she's still a beginner at times. Amen to that. Okay, Sharon, I'll just watch for your comment about how old. So anyways, all of that, great stuff for beginners. This is the time. 9 is definitely doable. Yep, 9-year-old could do that. Absolutely. We around here, we kind of like 8's our cutoff for teaching newbies to knit. If it's a 9-year-old and they're interested, like they have to have the desire to want to do that too. It can't be something like you foist upon them. But if 9 and wanting to, absolutely could do that. Yeah. What was I just about to say? Oh, this is the time, right? This is the time to get somebody knitting. It is mid-August. Fall actually is gonna come. It's gonna come on the calendar. It may not come ever via the temperatures. We might have just turned that corner. We're never going back. But I don't know. I like to have faith that it's going to cool down and it's going to be fall weather, and the light is getting shorter already. Jason and I noticed last night, 8:20, it was already getting dark. I'm like, oh, here we go. Jill's back. Jill, you got to scroll through all the comments because everybody wished you a lot of birthdays, birthday comments. Anyway, this is the time to get a newbie knitting. So if your bestie doesn't knit, they do now, right? Okay, here is, before I show you the thing I finished this weekend, I'm just going to show you what else I worked on. My old work in progress that needs to be finished. Here she is, you guys. My original Fireworks. It's getting there. I was going to say it's almost done, but I think that's a little optimistic. It does have 2 sleeves. Look, 2 finished sleeves. Can I get the sleeve detail? There's my sleeve Fireworks. There we go. Right there. So I am 4.5 inches from the underarm, which means I'm a 1/2 inch before I get to start the side Fireworks. And we all know it's the side Fireworks. I mean, the whole thing picks up speed after that because it's interesting, right? It's not just plain stockinette. So I'm there. I'm almost there. Okay. Kim, or you ordered a skein of coastal so you could make something you can wear. Stephanie, my weekend shawl, I am just past the first section of 2 colors. So I just finished the first stripy section because I put it down to finish this that I'm going to show you. And then, so I get this thing when I finish a project, even though I might have something I know I really, really want to do, I feel this obligation to pick up something old and give it a good solid, you know, try. Give it the old college try. At least make some significant progress on it. And I feel like it's this unspoken rule I've created for myself before I'm free to move on to the more fun new things, that I have to put some time in on the old stuff. And oftentimes I just end up finishing the old stuff, which it's like, you know, it's like a bonus because then I've actually done it and I've cast something else off. So that's why I picked up the Fireworks. It was calling to me. I was feeling guilty about it. But no. Yep. This is what I really want to show you. This is coming out next week, y'all. There she is. This is my Fireworks shawl, and I love it. 20 minutes of work on your old project. Is that a good solid try? I'm not going to tell you it's not. Of course it is. I would never, never tell you that that's not enough. You are enough, Kim. So here's a little closer. You can see the firework action happening. And then I've got the feather and fan. And then here's where I changed colors. And then I couldn't resist. I had to throw in another little pop of orange at the bottom in this little stitch here because I couldn't resist. Now see, I ended up using an extra skein than would be called for by the yardage because of where I switched colors. So where I decided to change, I was copying Erica because hers is so pretty. I ended up using less of the orange, and so I needed a second skein of my contrast color. So I ended up using 3 and 2, 5 skeins total. This is in Coastal, and you guys, it is absolutely delightful. It's got a little crispness from the linen. So not crunchy wool crispness, that's a word, that's a hard word, but linen crispness, but it makes the stitch definition insane. And it just is so light. I mean, you can probably just tell by how it moves around. It opened up beautifully. It is just so nice. So just as a reminder, I brought in my yarn. This is what I used. I used Coastal from Elemental Effects. This is sport weight. The pattern calls for 800-ish yards. And I used closer to, well, actually, I don't know what I used total because I haven't weighed my leftovers, but I might have used 800-ish. I just needed three skeins of my main color and 2 skeins of the contrast color. These have 200 yards in them, and so just, it broke it up in a weird way that required more. Honestly, I had so much fun making that I'm contemplating casting on in Cicero. So Cicero from Malabrigo is a linen silk blend, and I'm thinking about maybe doing my main color and still doing some kind of second color business in this natural. This skein's going to come untwisted here. But I would break it up differently, you know, because I can't have two be exactly the same. And I have ideas about how it would be fun to break it up differently. So I might, I don't know. That's crazy talk. Oh. Oh boy, I still need to finish my Dream in Color smooshy sweater, my Old Town, so you guys can see that all finished. But yeah, I know, so fun. So this sweater, I mean, this shawl is coming out next week, I believe. There's a whole slew of fireworks things coming out from Olive Knits. If you go look on her page on Ravelry, there's I think there's socks, a hat, there's a firecracker baby sweater that I actually have right there that Jill has already finished. That is amazing. But I haven't seen Marie share any pictures of that yet, so I'm holding it under wraps until till it's out in the world. I think there's something else. I feel like that's not enough things, but it doesn't matter. It's all going to be super fun. So I think fireworks socks are going to be really fun. Okay, that's all I got. That's all for today. I went on for a long time. Very long time. Thank you for persevering and coming and finding us over here on this stream after the first one crapped out. And I'll see you guys on Friday. And happy birthday, Jill! Bye!